Hello, and welcome to Manifest Gratitude Podcast. We're excited today to have a guest with us, Corey S. Cotton. And I'm not going to give a bio because I wouldn't know where to begin. She is doing so much work. And, people who have been to, your talks, your lectures, they ask constantly, what's Corey doing? And I always say, how much time you got? If you want to find out. I had a couple of things, here on the podcast. Everything is about, gratitude and how we see gratitude, how we work with gratitude, our gratitude series. And, and you have been doing, so much. When I say you're doing a lot, you really need, when they say, put your seatbelts on, make sure you're in the plane. That's the way I feel. Like we are on a jet plane ready to go. I have a few questions I want to ask you, but you're doing so much. I want people to hear about you. What's going on with Corey, your writing, the books you got out, your new coursework. So before we dive into.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on this wonderful platform. Before I go any further, I have to say congratulations and kudos to you for bringing this platform forth, for others to share their thoughts on gratitude. That is one of the most important things that we can do, particularly in this environment with so many things that I don't have to get. That's a whole other podcast to get into that. Yes. But I think it's really important because the more that you demonstrate and speak and write about gratitude, the more it counters all of the other things that, could keep us bogged down and depressed and all of those things. So kudos to you for that. Yeah. And you talk about some of the things that I'm doing, and particularly as it pertains to gratitude, is I'm writing, teaching, coaching, teaching, writing, sharing, all of those things. Right now, I have a book out on Amazon that's called Empowered for Life, Uncovering Your Purpose by Redefining Success Through Your Values, Passions, and Strengths. And that at the root, at the very seat of that is gratitude. And I wanted to share with you, Miss Eleanor, and your listening audience that in the spirit of gratitude and in honor of breast cancer awareness, I'm going to be making that book available. It's an ebook that you can download through Kindle on Amazon. I'm going to be making that book available for free for 5 days. Starting October 13th and ending on the 17th. So you all go out there, and if you'd like, I can certainly, after we're having this conversation, I can send you the link and you can share that with your group. But so that is the top of mind thing. And of course, I'm also in the process of doing another book that's talking about how to incorporate mindfulness in this whole discussion about success and gratitude and growth and development, all the things. It's a part of a doctoral piece that I've done, and I have submitted it, waiting for a final word on it. Thank God. So that's going to be coming forth. And then, of course, I am doing my Truth Triad coaching, which is a follow-up to the Empowered for Life book, which is talking about, okay, you've given us all this whole concept about how to redefine success on our own terms, how to live life on our own terms, but somebody needs to take me through the day-to-day steps of it. So I'm doing that through my Truth Triad coaching program.
Yes, and I enjoyed reading about that as well with your
Thank
online.
You.
But with all of that you've just laid out and talked about what you're doing, one of the things I always ask people, how do you see gratitude as you practice gratitude in the thread through what you're doing?
Absolutely. It's not just through the thread. It's at the root, at the foundation.
Okay, all
And
right.
for me, what I'd like to do is dial it back a second if you don't mind, and
No.
just talk about what gratitude is to me.
Mm-hmm.
So for
That's
me,
wonderful.
yeah, for me, it's a state of mind. It's a state of being, a perpetual appreciation for a greater presence in this great universe that controls everything related to the universe. And then
Right.
it's an appreciation of who we are in connection with that presence. And for me, that presence is God. And
Mm-hmm.
then an appreciation for others and the unique contributions that they bring, not only to my space, but for their own unique space and their contributions to the world. So when you sit at and look at your daily life and how you pursue success, all of those things, when you take it from the standpoint of who I am and whose I am and the visions that I see and, you know, what he's blessed me with,
Right.
it has to start from a position of gratitude.
Gratitude, grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, you have blown past all three of the questions I was going to ask you because in
Let's talk about them.
yes, I'm going to and saying, do you think that gratitude actually play a role? You know, you sort of went through that, but backing up a little bit,
Yeah.
if you were talking to someone, about this, do you really see gratitude as playing a role in one's goal achievement and goals? You know, and
Absolutely.
steps back to.
Absolutely. I think if we don't start with a place of gratitude, we find ourselves spinning and spinning and spinning. And that's
Mhm.
why we find so many people who aren't happy, even people who are meeting whatever their external
Sure.
expectations are around goals, they still find like they're still unfulfilled. That's because we got to get the foundation together. And that foundation, we remember, I was just talking about earlier about once you know who you are, your goals, you even pursue your goals differently. You're not just willy nilly going on autopilot, just trying to achieve things that society says that you should achieve or others say that you should achieve. Your goals and how you pursue them are directly tied to who you are and whose you are. And you have to have an understanding of that. And in order to have a true understanding of who you are, you got to be grateful. You have to start
Mhm.
with a position of gratitude. So I think gratitude 100% plays a role in how you pursue success, how you live your life, all the things. Because, like I said, if you're not just going on autopilot and you're really stopping and reflecting on who you are and thinking about that vision and knowing and being grateful for the fact that God wouldn't give you a vision that He didn't give you the tools to realize, well, that's directly tied for
Yeah.
me to how I even look at success and the things that I pursue.
Absolutely. You are really summarizing this whole thing that we're talking about. And then again, you hit on it when you were just giving your overview as a mindset of gratefulness. I think you really said that, but walking through that in all, I mean, people, you just don't know this young lady, all the stuff that I don't think she ever sleeps for all the things she's putting together, writing, planning, and taking care of business and life. So in here, we were had a question for you, but again, you sort of touched on it. It's the mindset
Yeah,
of
it's absolutely the
gratitude.
mindset. That's absolutely
Yeah,
correct. And just kind of to go into that question a little bit more, like how, like what are the steps? Like how do you do this?
there you
For me, I have to pause because, like you said, with all the things that are going on, you know, many people who are familiar with me know that, you know, I'm also a singer, I'm a lawyer, you know, I'm a coach, I'm an author, I'm all these things. And you have been around since I've done a lot of different things. I've done stage productions, I've done seminars. I've just gathered people together to do a lot of self empowerment, particularly women's empowerment. So it's very easy to get caught up in just doing. But for me, I find that it's really important regularly, not just once in a while, to pause. It's okay to hit the pause button and
go.
actually reflect and reflect on each and every moment.
Hmm.
Stop, pause, reflect on those moments. Because if you do that, you'll find that each of those moments will not only teach you something about yourself, but it'll point you in the direction of the next step that you're supposed to be going in. We get in the habit of that. And coming out of corporate America, I know what it's like. And I've lived that experience of just going on automatic, automatic, automatic. But I think when we stop, and for me, when I stop and pause, maybe journal, write things down. You had a
Very
wonderful
important.
journal in your prior iteration of the gratitude series. And that's a wonderful thing. It's part of mindfulness. That's really important that we talk about mindfulness, being present in each moment. And then when we do that, it's okay to structure ourselves and structure our goals, but we got to stop the autopilot and really think about who we are. Like a lot of us, Miss Eleanor, we play a lot of roles. We are spouses,
Constantly.
we are siblings, we are caretakers, we are teachers, we are we're community leaders, all the things,
All that in one.
all of that, and to your point, all of that and more. But when we stop and ask people, who are you? It's
Mm.
always related to whatever those roles
Roles
that are
are.
given to you. And so it's important for us at whatever stage you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, to pause. And this is what I have to remind myself to do, to pause and reflect each experience that I have, each moment that I'm thinking, dreaming, just stop and think, what is that moment teaching me? And what is that moment telling me about what I should be doing next? And is my reaction in that moment aligned with who I truly am? Or is it just an auto thing or just a reaction that I'm doing because I just, it's an impulse? I think those things are really components of gratitude. Like I said, once you understand and know who you are, you're going to treat yourself a little bit differently. So it's important to stop and reflect so that you can make sure that how you are representing yourself in this universe is consistent with who you truly are and who God made you to be.
Absolutely. When I wanted to have you on for this particular session, I knew we were going to get a lesson, and I know it was not going to take a couple of hours to get it across. And I love what you said about stop, pause, reflect. All of that really is the core of moving through gratitude, because how do you even know what you're thankful for or grateful if you don't take time? Because we're always on this wheel, like the little rat we see running around the wheel.
Yeah, the
We're
hamster.
on that. Yeah, the hamster. We're on that wheel, and if we don't stop, and if we don't reflect, to take time to see who we are, and where we're going, we will just constantly be just going through life, going through the motions, no real direction. And I think we don't bring out the quality of ourselves, the quality of the people that we are responsible for or working with. So these little
I just
series
got
of
to pause on that, Miss Eleanor. You laid that out. That is exactly the message that we all need to hear. So I'm hoping people will listen and listen again and again and again, because what you just outlined is why we find ourselves doing all the things, and yet we are just unhappy, unfulfilled.
yeah,
If we stop and listen to exactly what you just said, what we're talking about here today, this pause, reflect, that whole
yes,
bit, that will tell us a lot about who we are. And that a lot of times we don't even know what we want. We don't
yeah,
know what we want in our relationships. We don't know what we want in our careers. We don't know who we want other than who somebody told us to
so
be,
like
or who we are in that, as you say, that hamster race. But that
mhm,
pausing and that reflecting, don't take that lightly. That's serious. And each one of those moments will teach us
absolutely.
something.
Absolutely. And we call the podcast Manifest Gratitude because a lot of times we don't recognize the grace and gratitude in our life. We don't recognize the things to be grateful for. So with these little talks of different guests and the information that we put out, we really do hope that you manifest gratitude in your life, because if you do, it can do so many things for you in terms of your mental, physical health, relationships, and even your work. Wow, Corey, it does not take a whole lot of time to teach a lesson and stuff like
I just
that.
have this a wonderful time talking to you anyway. I always appreciate coming and speaking with you on your platform.
I would like that a lot. I mean, we really set a mouthful in such a short moment of time. I wish my podcast was set up in a way that people could have questions. We hope to do that in the future, and you would be an absolute magnificent guest to do that. Now, I know you're doing your writing that you've already told the people, and I was intending to get to that, but you didn't. You know, being a lawyer, being a producer, um, doing your writings, anything else on the horizon for you? Because so many people are benefiting from, like your Woman Evolved, the different shows that you put on, the just being a mentor for so many people.
Oh, yes. And thank you for even saying that. I'm very grateful to you for doing that. Absolutely. All of this great work is leading to an opportunity. I'll just say a little bit about it now because I'm not supposed to be talking prematurely, but having a large conference where we bring all these speakers together like you and others to talk about how gratitude and success and identity and mindfulness, how all that shapes your life and how we can be whole, not just living in a fragmented existence, but we can be whole and we can live according to our purpose. So we want to bring all of this under one umbrella where we're doing music. I'm definitely getting back on that
That's what
stage.
music does.
We
Yeah.
could do the music. We could do health and wellness, mentally, spiritually, physically, the whole thing. So stay tuned for that, everybody. Somebody get out there, get into my Empowered for Life Facebook group because we are
Yeah,
talking
talk
about
about that a
all this
little
stuff.
bit for us.
Yes, yes, Empowered for Life by Corey Cotton. Yes, come in there and we are growing and evolving and moving and being mindful and grateful together. And we again appreciate you, Miss Eleanor, for this wonderful platform.
I thank you, and again, probably the best guest ever to have because of so many things that you're doing. And again, with all the writing and stuff, but is there any other things that you're involved with besides your writing and that
Well,
you
really,
have that's
honestly,
ready
in,
to
in
go?
this particular space, and thank you again for the question, but in this particular space, it's a lot of the writing and the coaching. I'm doing a
That's the
lot of
good
one
point of
on
that.
one and group coaching. Like I talked about the truth triad, this
Yes.
whole space of mindfulness and how we achieve success has just started a lot of conversations. So I'm talking to a lot of people. Men are getting on me because everyone knows that I'm focused on women. My company is called A Woman Evolves. But let me tell you something, dear hearts out there, you can evolve too if you stay tuned and
Absolutely.
listen. But yeah, that's the space that I'm in right now: the coaching, the teaching, the writing, the giving people information that they can apply to their own lives. But the singing is coming back. I am not losing that, and
Not going to
definitely
lose
looking
that at
forward.
all.
Not at all. And definitely looking forward, like I said, to that big conference, to someplace special where we're going to take care of our minds, bodies, and spirits.
Yes, thank you. And one other thing, the truth, a lot of people probably heard the word, but you were moving past it. But the truth triad. Would you talk
Yes,
a little bit about that? And I know again,
100%. No, 100. Listen, we can edit however we need to edit and take whatever we need to take out. But yeah, the truth triad is who you are at your core values, your key passions, and your signature strengths. That's your foundation of how you live your life and how you pursue your dreams, not based on, well, somebody said I should be a lawyer, or somebody said I should be a doctor, or somebody said I should be whatever. It's who you are at your core. You may know that term as your identity anchor. And I talk all about that. I know we're short on time, but I talk all
Oh,
about
go ahead.
that in my book, Empowered for Life, uncovering your purpose through your values, passions, and strengths. Hence, your truth triad. And y'all, when you go out there and get it for free, starting on the 13th, leave me a review. I want to know from you how this book is impacting your lives and how you think you can pay it forward and share it with somebody else.
Especially if you're getting a copy for free, a limited copy for free. It's
Only for 5
important.
days, though. Only for
Only
five
for
days.
5 days. Only for 5 days. So we're putting. Can we push the time up a little to give them some time to
Well, there are
let's
a lot
say
of things Miss Ellen, I don't do one thing to do it at one time. It's all tied to 5 or 6 other things.
right.
So that is the time period that I have. My team is looking at and how it's connected to everything. So it's the 13th through the 15th. But
Okay.
guys, all you gotta do is go on there online on Amazon. Empower
Well,
for Life by Curry Cotton and pull it down. It's not hard.
yeah. Okay. I was thinking that if it was possible, the 16th through the 18th or something like that, to give the chance for the broadcast.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's locked in stone. It's tied,
Okay.
like I said, it's tied to some other things. So,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'll put a notice.
But let me make sure I have that date right. It should be Monday through Friday. Not this week, but the next week. Monday through Friday. I do believe let's just take a look.
Because we're broadcasting.
Okay, let me just take a look at that date.
Okay.
Because I know you can bleep all of this out. But let me look at your. Yeah, it is. It's the 13th through the 17th.
Okay.
But you're broadcasting when?
15th.
We'll still be doing it on the 15th.
Okay. Fantastic.
We'll still be doing it on the 15th, and we'll be sending out reminders all that week. Because I'm telling you guys, I'm not just biased. This is my heart work. And I know it works because this is what I've been talking to women about since I was in corporate America and maybe a little bit before then. And I'm telling you, there are some reviews out there so you see for yourself. But gift yourself this. This is why I want to make it for gift yourself. And the review is not just for me. It's for another sister or person coming along wanting to know, how can I be helped? And this is my gift during Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, and I'm a witness to the material, for the information, and nobody can look at this material, read this material, and walk away without getting something. There is something there for everyone, and something that actually will make you want to change and do something that you haven't thought to do before. Or even try harder on something you want, or even have a desire to have something.
Oh, yes. Thank you for saying that. And finding that purpose that you've been lost in for however many years. If you want to know how to get to your purpose, you got to go and get empowered for life. And it's titled Empowered for Life for a reason. It's not empowered to do this thing or empowered to do it's empowered to be.
And it has examples. It has some samples that you can, look at, read, and even fit yourself into I'm going to call it characters. You can fit yourself, into a character and see, just play around with it for a little bit. And that's what's really, to me, exciting about doing this podcast, having you, and we'll be having others on, because you have something to walk away with, not just hearing. So we know for sure that we're going to, what you say, stop, take that little pause.
Pause, reflect, and understand what each moment is trying to teach you. Some people do it through journaling, some people do it through meditation, but you gotta pause and don't. And I would also add, if I may, Miss Eleanor,
Yes.
please, in the spirit of get gratitude, give yourself grace. You can't be
Yes.
on automatic all the time and then all of a sudden know
Yes.
how to pause. So just practice it a little bit
Hmm.
every day. Look how many moments you have in each day.
Yeah. Mm.
Practice pausing and reflecting in that moment. And this is a part of mindfulness. And stay tuned, because we're going to come out and give you some lessons in mindfulness in my next project that I talked about. And thank you, Miss Eleanor, for contributing to that doctoral work, the research that was done. Thank you for that. So we're
You're
always
welcome.
here. And so is this platform, to give you something, like you say, Miss Eleanor, that you can use. And we're grateful for that.
Thank you for that. And again, tell everybody how they can reach you on your many different platforms, or one, whatever way you want people.
Yes,
We just
reach
don't want
out.
them to miss you.
Look, I love people, so call me up. I'm not going to give the phone number right now, but reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Corey S. Cotton. But come into my Empower for Life
That's the key.
Facebook group, because that's where we are answering the questions, and we are talking about stuff. We're giving a lot of times, all the stuff that's coming up, we give the people in the Empower for Life group the heads up first. So if you
Mhm.
want to stay attuned and you want to stay in the mix, get into that Empower for Life Facebook group by Corey S. Cotton. And I guarantee you won't be upset. You might even hear a little bit of music in there from time to time.
Yes. And again, in the Empowered for Life Facebook, but what I like, the title, Empowered for Life,
For
because
life.
that's what we want, is life changing ideas, life changing activities. So get involved. And thank you so much, Corey, for joining. You are really a great kickoff. Last month, we had a person on who 8 years heart transplant, and and
Wow.
how she's living. She's a 72-year-old woman living with a 19-year-old man's heart, and
Wow.
she said it's
Whoa.
rather
Oh,
interesting.
wow. That's
Yeah,
very interesting.
very so. And then the comeback this week to have you and talking about empowered for life.
For
So
life.
we are on a run here, a roll with life empowerment. How greater can it be to have a new heart to be empowered? And then
Yes.
now talking to you with all these wonderful tools to empower yourself, to grow to that if you're not there. And if you are there, the tools to stay there, because you can always continue to be elevated. So thank
Amen.
you again. This is Eleanor Murphy, your host to Manifest Gratitude Podcast. You're going to find it on your Facebook channel and wherever you find podcasts. Again, thank you, Corey, and have a
Absolutely.
good day, everybody.